Yes. Can you hear me well?
I think so. Okay, we'll record. Hello and welcome to the podcast Playstyle. I am Ishan and I have this podcast where I talk to people who don't really make games. And I have another guest with me today for another new episode. So I'll let her introduce who she is, where she's from, and then I'll introduce some more part about my podcast, and then we will continue talking about games. So, hello, Ketki, and welcome to this podcast.
Hi, thank you Ishan for having me on this podcast. Hi, I'm Ketki and I'm basically from Pune and I'm joining from Pune in India. So and I work in IT. So I've been working for past 12 years. So that's about it. Nothing very exciting.
Okay, the exciting part we will talk about, which is how you play games. And I have heard from our mutual friends that you used to, or maybe still do play a lot of games. So I am interested in listening more about it. So that being said, when I say games or when I reached out to you that, oh, let's talk about games, what was the first thing that comes to your mind when I say games or something?
So I am not a person who will sit for hours together on PS4 or a particular video game and play any games. But because we all have mobiles nowadays, playing games has become very easy now. So there are what do I call? How do I call it? Phases. I have my phases that once if I'm hooked onto some game, then I will play the game like forever.
Okay,
So
so
I have had those phases.
yeah, so you relate more when I said games, you relate more to mobile games as such, I would say.
Yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah, fair enough. And that's great for me because I work on mobile games, so it's even better that I get to talk to you. Because usually the
Yeah.
reason I talk to people on this podcast is that there is a lot of games that are made and lot of things that are talked about games, but mostly it's the people who are making games who talk about it. And we don't really reach out to people who are just playing games. So I started off
Right.
as why don't I reach out to people and learn their experiences, their stories about games and how do they play, what do they like, what do they don't like. And this is just my
Okay.
personal research experiment for because I have free time, I guess. I don't know. So so now you play. You said mobile games and examples we will come to. But what would do you think would be your earliest memories of playing games? Any kind of games. We are not sticking to mobile, but when I say games, what do you think of your earliest memories growing up, etc., etc.?
Okay, so growing up, of course, we started using computers in the school. So I still remember my dad had a computer in his office, and I used to take my friends along and make it a point to go and play Dangerous Dave.
Oh, nice.
And then there was one more game, Doom, I think so. So we used to play that a lot. So that was that's a very like earliest and but still very fresh memory that I have about playing games.
Oh, nice. And then have you like continued playing on PC since then, or it has just been on and off like you said already? But
No, so now I don't play on PC anymore.
mhm.
But in my growing years, I think probably till school. By the time we finished school, I think I was playing pretty much on PC. So yeah.
Oh, nice. And is there any other games that you remember? Like Dave and Doom, I also remember. I used to play a lot of Dangerous Dave while
Yes.
growing up as well.
So there is one more game that I have played, and I have never found that game anywhere. But I don't exactly remember the name of that game. It's called something Clock. Something. It was like a maze, but the interface of that game was amazing.
Hmm.
Um, I forgot the name.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but this was on PC
something.
or. anything else?
Yeah, it was on PC, and I mean, it was not freely available. So I used to play at my cousin's place, but it was one hell of a game. I mean, it was so exciting. I mean, of course, so there is a fox who's dressed as a pirate, and he has to clear various stages from the jungles. So it was amazing.
Okay, yeah. If anyone knows, if anyone remembers the name, even I can't point it out right now. I think I
Yeah.
know, but I don't know. But if anyone remembers the name, reach out to me and let me know what
Yeah.
Ketki is talking
Even if I
about.
remember, I'll let you know later.
Okay, perfect. And so, all right, you have played PC games. You currently play mobile games, which I'll come to later because I'm just trying to
Yeah.
talk about other things that you also play. How about board games or anything? Do you remember playing, or do you play?
Yeah, so I mean, in my younger days, I think we used to play. There was this game called Picnic.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Yeah, I think it was called Picnic. It was a board game. I still love playing Scrabble. I can still play Scrabble. I've played Monopoly. I've played I think Business also
Oh
is
yeah,
a game, right?
it was the Indian version of Monopoly. I know.
Right, correct. So yeah, all those games also I've played pretty much.
Oh nice.
And cards, of course, like lot of cards.
Yeah, the usual card games.
Yeah, usual cards, yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's a good amount of growing up experience with games, and the reason I like talk about this is also just to tell people and to like make you realize that everyone has played games growing up. Everyone knows about
Yeah,
games. They are so integral to our life in some
yeah,
way. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, even right now, people who are like, "Oh, I don't really play games." When you try to like talk about it, have you played anything growing up? Yeah, I played this, that, etc., etc., and then we talk
Yeah,
about
yeah.
things.
So I still remember when we spoke about this for the first time, you asked me if I play games, and I said, no, no, I don't play games. But now when I'm actually talking about it, I'm realizing that I've played a lot of games.
Yeah, and that has been my like I know because whenever I have spoken to people that everyone is like, no, I don't really play games and I'm not a gamer, and this very the term which has been used in the wrong context everywhere, and it makes people distance from it. So that's
Yeah,
why it becomes difficult for me to reach out to people, and then they're like, when I really speak to them, like, yeah, actually I spoke enough to have a long
yeah,
conversation about it.
exactly.
So perfect. Now that we know that you have played a lot of games growing up, let's talk about the mobile games that you were saying. Like, which are the ones that you remember that you're currently playing or you have played in recent times?
Uh, I think my all-time favorite is Words with Friends.
I was going to say that because when you said Scrabble, I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
obviously there will be words with friends.
Words with Friends. Like I have. I mean, very. I mean, not very, but probably. I think 2 years back I was playing it pretty often. I mean,
Mm-hmm. Do you still play it?
yeah, and no, no, no. Lately I'm not playing it.
Okay.
And Subway Surfer. I've played that a lot.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
So
and
again, like this is good for me. I have to give a disclaimer in every episode recently that I have to call out that I am currently working on Subway Surfers. So and Ketki
oh,
doesn't know that
nice.
I am working on it. So right now her
Yeah,
comments
yeah.
were not planned for.
No, no, not at all. Not at all. Actually, I did not know.
Okay. Yeah.
And
All right.
the similar to Subway Surfer, there was one more Temple Run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've played Temple Run also quite a bit. Yeah, I think I feel I like to play games, such kind of games which there is some sort of mental challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, in Words with Friends, you have to actually think what word do you need to form. So I like such kind of game rather than just playing just for the heck of it, like Candy Crush or something. I know those are also difficult games to crack, But
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
that's what I feel.
it is a kind of challenge that interests you, but it's interesting
Yeah,
that you spoke about Words with Friends and Subway Surfers Temple Run in that
yeah,
one same breath, because both games I would see as fairly different. And when you
yeah,
look at like the audience for the games, like people who play Words with Friends wouldn't necessarily play the games which are running games like Subway Surfers and Temple Run. So
right,
how do you
right.
think of these two when it comes to what are the things that interest you? Like you mentioned about the challenge a bit. So is there anything else that makes you feel like this is what I like about Words with Friends? This is what I like about Temple Run, Subway Surfers.
I think, for example, let's take Subway Surfer or Temple Run. I think that happens more of, I mean, after a point, it becomes more of an addiction. You know, I have to finish this or I want to complete the next level. So that is one part of it. Specifically for Subway Surfer, I feel their interface is beautiful. So I love it when the interfaces are very nice. So it's exciting to play that game.
So what is it? Other things that that interest you? You said about the interface being nice, and it makes you come back and play more because you want
Yeah,
to reach a high score or beat your personal best, etc. And when it
right.
comes to Words with Friends, what is it that? Because I want to know, or rather, would like to get your inputs on, because Words with Friends, it's more fun, I assume, because there are other people playing it, whereas
Yeah,
these other games are you are playing against yourself in some way. So
correct. So yeah, I mean, I think in both the formats of the game, competitiveness is one aspect of it. Second is, I mean, this might sound very geeky, but when you play Words with Friends, you end up learning new words.
yes, of course. And
Yeah,
that's what Scrabble is as well, right? If you want to improve your
yeah,
vocabulary, you play Scrabble, you
correct.
have a great vocabulary.
Yeah.
And
So that is something I like about Words with Friends.
nice.
And
And is
again,
there
it has
is
a
so,
sorry to interrupt. I
go
think
ahead.
it's been a while I've played it, but there is some time constraint, right, to form a word or no?
I think they have a some constraint. Depends on the game modes.
Yeah,
Even I haven't played for
yeah.
a
So
long
that
time.
also makes it a little challenging. You have to complete a certain word in certain time. So yeah.
But then, with because this is a word-based game, let me like
Uh
go
huh.
on this word-based game tangent. Is there any other word games that you have tried? Because there are a lot of games which try to do this, like not necessarily in a words with friends way, but there are games which you have to
Yeah.
make words, crosswords, etc.
Yeah, yeah. I don't recollect any names, but I'm sure I know I have played a word game rather than words with friends. But right now I can't recollect any
Okay, yeah, I
specific
mean, there are
game.
many, so it's of no problem.
Yeah, yeah.
And then is there anything else that makes you try something other, like something that you find in Words with Friends that you would like in some other game, or you're missing in some other game? Can you think of something like that?
I didn't get your question.
Sorry. So, is there anything else that you like in these particular games uh, that you see in any other games, or you have tried other games and reminded yourself of, okay, this is something from Words with Friends that I like, and that's why I want to try this game or not try this game?
Okay. Uh, Honestly, I can't think of anything right now because it's been a while. I haven't played. It's been, I think, 2 years. But yeah, I mean, recently I haven't even downloaded any game lately
Okay, but
from Play
what
Store or something.
was Words with Friends like the recent game you played, or is there been
Yeah, yeah.
anything?
No, no, no. I think Words with Friends is the most recent that I have played.
Ah, nice.
So I
And do
think in
you
last 2 years I have not played anything.
Okay, and then do you play with the friends you know, or have you played only random matches?
No, I've played with friends I know, and
Okay.
I've played with random people also.
Oh, nice. Yeah, because there in Words with Friends you have like random games happen a lot more as well.
This is something I know about Ishan. So another friend, a very close friend of mine, also worked with Zynga in the US. So I used to play Words with Friends a lot with him,
Oh,
and I know you also worked for Zynga.
yes. I wasn't on like involved with Words with Friends, but at once upon a
Okay,
time I
yeah,
used to work with Singa as well.
yeah.
Oh, nice. So that's interesting because it is a different experience when you play random games and when you play with your friends. So what do you think of it? Which ones would you like or you liked in it or disliked?
No, I mean, uh, I think only positive playing with a friend is, I can, if he's not playing faster, I can just message him and say that, it's your move, please play. Whereas I
Exactly.
can't do that with a random person.
Yeah, and exactly because that's the thing with lot of games which try to do this playing with friends part, and is that if you play with random people, you are not really connected anywhere else, and if that
Yeah,
person drops out of the game, then you have a bad experience, and that is something that these kind of games struggle with as well.
yeah,
So
right.
having the reaching out to friends is easy part,
Correct.
but then it becomes difficult for the game to make it so that people come back and play even with their random games. So
Right.
did you also care in a similar way for your random games than your friend games when you were playing?
Yeah, I mean, I would always want the opponent to make their move,
Mm-hmm.
but there have been experiences wherein people have not played for 2 days.
Yeah.
So then, but then the good part is you can start playing with multiple people. So even if one person is not responding, you can always go to the other person and just start playing with that other person.
Yeah, and then you used to play it in a way where you have multiple games going
Yeah,
on and stuff.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Yeah, I mean that's expected. I'm just trying to know more.
yeah.
So, like great points, like a lot of good points on Words with Friends and the type of game that is, and the problems that is happens like when someone else doesn't respond. So, in addition to that, is there anything else that you hate in the game? Like any game, like we are not just talking about Words with Friends. Anything you have tried, anything you have played. Is there something that you're like, no, I don't like this. I'm not playing this anymore? It's very difficult
I
to
think
remember as well because if you don't like it,
no,
you
no,
are not
but
playing it, you have just left it.
right. So I think not Words with Friends, but maybe a game like Subway Surfer or Temple Run. I think after a point in time, it just becomes monotonous,
Mm-hmm.
and then after a point, you just lose interest. Ki like how much will I do the same thing again and again? Still with Words with Friends, you have to still apply your brain and think about new words, which is still challenging. But with these kind of games, I feel sometimes then it becomes just monotonous and like you're just playing for the heck of it.
Yeah, and once you have reached a particular level of skill, I think it becomes
Right.
easier as well. So
Correct.
fair enough.
Yeah.
So it's better in a way to have every game as a challenging aspect, which Words with Friends allow.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. And so, if I were to, like, if there was a new game you had to try, what would make you try it out? I mean, anything like, would the story, would the game is like, it reminds me of Words with Friends, or is there anything that you can think of?
No, no. I mean, now, I mean, see, Words with Friends is one type of game that I
Yeah.
like. But as I told you about that claw game,
Mm-hmm.
I used to like love that game because it was so interesting because it had like lot many levels and the overall interface, the music, the background music, as you said, the story was very very nice of that game. So yeah, definitely that will interest me. That will interest me.
Yeah, and then do you like go and check out games on the App Store anywhere, like, or not really?
No, once in a while, but not really.
Yeah, I mean, of course, like you don't have to. It is not a like exam questions,
Yeah, as
but
unless somebody suggests me that okay, oh cool, this is an amazing game that has come up,
yeah,
and then maybe I will try it out. But
okay.
otherwise, I don't think I'll go to the app store and check if there's anything
Yeah, because that's what I was
new.
coming to. Like, how would you then usually find if some friends tell you or someone you know
Yeah,
tells you about it? It's only
correct.
word of mouth as a thing. Okay, nice. I think we spoke a lot about what you like and dislike. And one more thing I would like to ask, because words with friends is what we are talking about. So, if you were to go back to the game today, would you still go back and try it out, or
100%.
okay? And the reason you're not doing it so far is just because time availability
I don't
or
have
no?
time.
Exactly,
Yeah,
I know.
I don't have time.
These busy
Otherwise,
people.
definitely. No, I actually there's a lot of work in the new company, so I'm actually not finding time.
Okay.
And
So,
I think it is, as I told you, it's a phase. I once I like start playing it, then I will not stop for days.
mhm.
But then once I'm not in that zone, then I'll just delete it and then I'll just like download it later on or something like that.
But then, what makes you come back during that zone which you speak about, or what makes you stop playing after that time?
Maybe it just gets boring. Even words with friends, for that matter, it can get boring after some time.
Yeah.
So maybe it is just that. Another thing I told you is the time aspect. I mean, if I have some free time, which I had a lot of free time in Bangalore, that time I used to play a lot of games.
Hmm.
Like just randomly I used to play. So I think time is the most important factor here.
Yeah,
So
I'm,
if I have
I'm
some free time, I will definitely go back.
okay. Yeah, makes sense because of course you need to spend that much time in making the words or whatever kind of game you're
Yeah.
playing. And then how long would you think you used to play like any of these games when you have one session of the game?
I think at least 15 to 20
Hmm.
minutes. Yeah.
And then
Minimum
it
I'm
was,
saying.
yeah, and
Yeah,
then it
and then
was just,
either you die in the game or you're not able to form a word. Then you take a break,
yeah.
and then you think about it. So it's like that.
So that's like again as expected, but that's how like these games are also built to
Right.
enjoy as well. These are more of a snackable content pieces where you can have your free time and do this.
Right.
So in order to spend like these 15 minutes of your day or whatever it was, uh, like I'm just trying to understand the play style. That's what the podcast is about, is what you would do is you find you know that this is the time in my day that I engage with this, or it's like, yeah, I have free time now, so whatever, I have free time later, whatever. uh, did you have a fixed schedule, or did you just play whenever you get time?
No, when I used to play, you are
Hmm.
asking,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so at that time, like anytime I used to open the app
Hmm.
and just see, because the app also sends you notification if the other player has played.
Yeah.
So if then in that case, immediately I used to open and see what kind of word they have played, because the points also matter, right?
Yes.
Like if they've played better, or like am I still leading. So when I have free time, I will instantly open and check how what is the other person's move. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was getting to. Like these notifications and the information that it
Yeah,
gives you, it kind of triggers you to get back to the game
correct.
and check it.
Yeah,
Because I also remember when I used to play, I used to check the notification, go and check the word, and then just have a look at
yeah,
what letters I have,
correct.
and keep thinking until I come back
Yeah,
later and play it.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
nice. Oh, perfect. I mean, and then before we like close it out, is there other than Words with Friends, would you recommend anything else that other people listening should play if they haven't, or anything that you would say that you should check it out?
So it's not a what do you call it? It's not a mobile game, but I personally love playing Pictionary. It's one of the most amazing games ever made. It's really, I mean, again, it's interesting because you have to draw, there's a time limit, and the other person has to guess. Again, in that also, there is a learning curve because sometimes there are words which you don't even know.
Yeah.
So either you break them down and show it, but then you again get to learn something from that game also.
Well, do you play a lot of other games like that in the actual physical space, like Pictionary, for example?
I have played, but I mean, again, I mean, if we are going on picnics or there are trips, then we make it a point to, play something
Yeah.
because otherwise, how much will you even converse with somebody? There has to be some sort of activity.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so cards or games like Pictionary no, I don't think I've played Scrabble in a long time, like the physical Scrabble. But yeah, we do play when we go out.
But do you now like would you rather play Words with Friends than physical Scrabble just because of the hassle that it comes with placing things and
No, but there's a different fun in playing the actual game also.
yeah.
So yeah, I think I mean it's more convenient to play on your phone.
Yes.
But I mean if there is a group of people, then I think playing physical Scrabble it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, because I haven't played physical Scrabble for ages, I guess. I don't even remember when I last
Yeah,
played.
yeah. Even it's been a while. Even I haven't played, but I love it.
Yeah, and like with Pictionary also there is a draw something mobile game. I
Yeah.
think it still exists, and that was
Okay.
one of the games I used to work on.
But then you need to have a phone which has a stylus or something, so the
To make
drawing
it
part is
easy, yeah.
easier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
Otherwise, with finger and all, I mean, it's not so easy.
Yeah, I mean, fair point. Yeah, it you will have a better drawing quality
Yeah,
when you have actual pen and
yeah,
stuff. So perfect. I think we covered a lot of things. I got some nice insights from your experiences, and we got to speak about games like Words with Friends because I hadn't spoken about it with anyone else
okay.
till now. So nice. Thank you so much for being part of this podcast, Ketki. And for others listening, you should go follow my podcast page on playstyle.podcast on Instagram. It's available on all podcast listening platforms. So you can go like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And that's all from my side. So thank you, Ketki.
Thank you, Ishan. Thank you for having me.
It's great having you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.